time it is. Ooh, you know what time it is.
Ah! Give me a hell yeah. Ah!
Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. They tell you what they know. Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. The podcast that you know. Deuce and Mo.
Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. They tell you what they know.
Do it for Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. Hey. Do it for Deuce and Mo. When it comes to the Kings, it's my favorite show. Do it for Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. Hey. Do it for Deuce and Mo. When it comes to the Kings. Big hopes and dreams as we cover our kings. Never cover the kingdom, but we loving our kings. And we covered your prayers as we doing our thing. Big Deuce with the par, Lil Mo on the screen. Solo or together, still do it for team. Never switch up for a dollar or revenue stream. So we always got each other, balance out the beam. Deuce and Mo, and that's the end of the thing. So, do it for Deuce and Mo.
We are live! Happy Wednesday night, Deuce and Mo, and 2 weeks exactly from now, we're going to be finishing up warm-ups on the court. We're getting ready for tip-off of opening night, Kings and Blazers. Oh, it sounds so good. How we doing?
What up, Deuce? Hey, Morgan.
Hi.
Oh, I'm feeling good, man.
I'm rooting for you.
Thank you, thank you. What about, who you rooting for next week? Next Wednesday night? 2
Let's
weeks.
go,
Okay.
Kings. Now, 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
God, after you just said it.
I'm getting excited. It feels like a week, right? You're not a little excited. Basketball feels like it's back.
It always feels like it's Christmas in October.
Morgan, I'm just a little bit of a basketball junkie. We get excited for Summer League. Last night, what were we getting excited for?
Victor and Scoot.
Yes. Victor, how do you say his last name?
Wembanyama. Oh God. Wembanyama.
No one can say it. You're going to need to know it
I
because
got it.
he has a chance.
No, I know how to say it. If I look at it, I know how to say it every time.
Yeah.
Let me look at it really quick. Don't. Hold on.
This is great.
Wembanyama.
You nailed it. Wembanyama. Give it up to Morgan. Victor Wembanyama, who will be the second best player in the league in about 5 years because Keegan will be number one. Let's talk about it.
I literally hate not being able to say his name. But, I used to not be able to say Antetokounmpo.
Yes.
It's like
Morgan,
the same
No one knows
thing.
how to say
I don't care about everyone else. I don't.
It's still early. He's not even in the NBA yet. You're just getting to know the guy.
Come on. When we were talking to Jeremy Woo in the
yeah. So it's just you're acting as if his name is Victor Johnson. Okay, it's a longer name. It's a little tongue twister. I've listened to many shows today.
I did too.
And I've heard it about 17 different ways.
I know. And I've heard it on national podcasts and everything. I heard it, but I don't want to get it wrong. I can't. So now I have to just look at it whenever I'm going to say it.
Shout out to everyone watching us live tonight. We appreciate you. Make sure if you're here, the first thing you need to do, you get in the room. You're like, all right, I'm going to settle in and watch a little Deuce and Mo night chat tonight. Hit the thumbs up button. That is huge.
That simple. It
also,
helps.
subscribe. The subscriber count continues to soar. I mean, I don't want to get crazy here.
Don't get crazy. Not yet. Don't get crazy until the season starts.
I think we're going to reach about 8,000 subs a couple games into the season.
That's awesome, dude. That's so awesome.
I'm projecting at this hour.
At this hour?
Yes.
It has been projected.
So shout out to you guys for being here. If you're on Twitch, make sure to hit the follow button. We'll see Power Prospecting in the house. So yeah, we're going to hang out, have a good time, talk some hoops because I feel like there's a lot going on, including some legit drama involving the Golden State Warriors. What does that all mean? We got to talk about Scoot and Victor. And, of course, we got to talk about the Kings. We were at practice today. I know it seemed like 12 years ago, but we were at practice today.
That was earlier today. Yeah. And I don't know. There's something about having time to be at practice. And sometimes I know, Deuce, I know all the questions in the world. They're not always going to be the best questions after one preseason game and everything. But I really do love some of these answers that we're getting from these guys. And when I say answers, I mean, I just love that we're getting this conversation or this chatter from these guys.
Also, Boise in the chat, something we can bring up. I've heard this. Do you think the Kings should just tank just to get Victor?
I mean, I said this in the summer. Yes, everyone should tank to get Victor.
In all fairness, it's one of the most ridiculous questions out there.
Absolutely. No.
How do you do that with this group? How do you do that with it? You can't.
That's it.
If you were going to do it, you were supposed to do it last year and blow it up.
If you were going to do it, you were supposed to do what Danny Ainge did. Right? Yes. I mean, and even then, honestly, it's still like.
I watch a little, we say this for the pod, I watch a little Jazz and I'm like, they may be a little more competitive than we think, but I don't think Ainge is going to let them, because I think after all those execs, hundreds and hundreds of execs in Vegas last night, they want Victor, or they want to shut a scoop. How we doing tonight, chat? Let's talk some hoops.
One podcast thing. Could you make sure to stay in my shot to make it even? And I just like it so it's like symmetrical. And thank you.
I'm just gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be as honest as I can be right now.
I don't think I want to hear it.
No.
I don't know.
You honestly are being such a. It's literally so.
It's like you probably shouldn't say that out loud, even with the beep.
I don't care.
It is funny.
All right, let's get. If you're ready for the chat, if you're ready, give us a hell yeah.
Give me a hell yeah.
Hit the thumbs up. Let's get it going. Do some mo. Coming down in 3, 2, 1. Hit my music.
Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. They tell you what they know. Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. The podcast that you know.
Hey, welcome into the Deuce and Mo podcast. Recording this on a Wednesday night. 2 weeks from tonight, we'll be tipping off at Golden One Center. Opening night, Kings and Blazers. And it really counts. Can you believe we're 2 weeks away? 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Sesame ass, daddy ass.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Yes, I see what you're doing too.
Yeah. AEW for anyone. I got excited. But 2 weeks, and I'm so glad it's finally here. So then we can start making our actual judgments of this team, because I sometimes feel like we try to jump to conclusions about every team in the NBA in the preseason. And it's like, whoa there, I know we all want to get there, but we're not there yet.
Morgan lives in a world where you're not supposed to talk about anything as it's happening. You have to wait till the conclusion to talk about it. Hey, Morgan, you know when you watch an episode of a show that is maybe 12 episodes long, you're allowed to comment and break down what you think of it in episode 1 and maybe even predict, like, hey, what do you think happens next? That's called just participating in watching something, being a fan of something.
I'll remember
You're
this.
allowed to do this.
I'll remember this.
You're allowed to do this. This is the fun time.
Noted.
Hopes are high. Some people around the league view their team and they think they have a chance. Just kind of like Kings fans the last 16 years.
Yeah, exactly.
But, I obviously am so excited for real games to happen, but it was nice to see some actual basketball back. And I got to tell you, like, it's weird how much I'm craving basketball. And I felt like, and I know it's my social media bubble here, but the Scoot Victor Wembanyama game last night in Vegas, dude, it felt like I was watching it with like 8 billion people on social media. Everyone was into it. So many execs there, and the talent level was off the charts. So we got to talk about that today. There's major drama that just came out between the Warriors with Draymond Green and Jordan-Poole we'll talk about. And we are Kings practice today. Kings don't play a game until Sunday when they take on the Blazers, which is kind of nice because that's the team they play opening night. So a little sneak preview of this Blazer squad that lies ahead.
Yeah, I I'm excited for the next preseason game. I'm excited for the season to start. 2 weeks, just 2 weeks, and it's here. And that's when we get to know the Sacramento Kings starting lineup and much more.
And I know there's been so much talk. Oh, what's the starting lineup going to look like? Is KZ going to be in it? You know, we got to see the last, 10 minutes of practice. The one thing that has jumped out to me, and I put more stock on this as it goes on, is at the end of the practice, what do guys look like? You know, when the media comes in, are guys looking like exhausted, upset, frustrated? Sometimes you can walk in the practice in the middle of the year, and you know what? Guys are grumpy, right? Maybe you've gone through a losing skid. Maybe it was just a bad practice, which happens. Walking in at the end of practice today, I mean, it was great energy. Again, like guys were into it. It looked like everyone was engaged. And I think that, at least to start training camp, here we are like a week plus in, it seems like that engagement's still there.
Yeah. And I think, again, the discipline of just having sprints and running when you don't do certain things or you miss some free throws or whatever it may be, setting those small standards make a difference with any sorts of team.
And last game, we saw KZ Okpala start at that 4 spot. Is he going to be the guy going forward? What's that all mean? Could Keegan be the guy? I know a lot of fans were like, oh, my God. I've even seen some people outside of Sacramento say, well, I guess Keegan Murray will be starting from here on out. Here's what Mike Brown had to say after practice today, talking about KZ Okpala's impact.
Cuts that led to some easy. I just, I'm watching how the group plays. You know, what I like about KZ is he's a guy that knows he's got to defend. He's got to take the best player. He's got to run. He's got an offensive rebound. You know, he's got to do all the little things to free up some of our other guys for doing what they do. He's got to cut. And I thought, he had some cuts that led to some easy buckets for himself and for his teammates. He got out and ran in transition. I thought he got in the mix in offensive rebound. So he's got to keep trying to do that at a high level in order for me to continue to take a look at it. But I could easily start somebody else there right now,
Well, he's fair. And I love what he said about his cutting, because he's so right. When they came out of that first timeout, when they were down against the Lakers, it was KZ that was cutting through the paint to get the easy 2 out of the timeout. Just simple, off-the-ball offense.
Yeah, we talked to him after practice today. He's a pretty quiet dude.
Yeah.
But he's just got that one focus. He's like, I'm coming in to play defense. That's what Mike Brown wants from me. I'm going to come in and play defense. I could hit the 3 too. He's confident in his ability. You know, the sample size is just so small with him in the NBA in terms of his 3-point shooting. It's hard to say what he really is. I mean, it's could have worked on it all offseason.
Yeah.
It's just we have not seen it yet. Not bad as a corner 3. He's long. He's athletic. I actually think he can help the team. I don't envision him being the starter long term there. I think it's Keegan. Like I think we saw a lot from Keegan in that first game that told you everything about what he is capable of going forward for the Kings.
It's not only us saying this either, you guys. Like, it's people around the league. It's, like I said the other day, Jordan with Swish Cultures, who breaks down so many different NBA players' games, a former professional basketball player. And he was just like, book it now, start Keegan, 34 minutes tonight. I don't care what you have to do. I've seen enough. And it's so true. It's what we've seen from him with just the way he carries himself out there as a rookie. He should be starting, correct?
Well, Mike Brown was asked about Keegan Murray, and, he's been playing some 3. Played some 3 in that first game, played some 4. Mike Brown was making the point after practice that he thinks he could play some 2 as well.
Keegan, in my opinion, can probably play the 2, 3, or 4. So his versatility on both sides of the ball is a lot of fun to see, especially with how poised he is for a young guy.
Is he more effective defensively at 1 or 2 of those spots?
I haven't figured that out yet, but in summer league he guarded some 2s. Obviously he's guarded 3s and 4s, so we'll see as we go along.
Does your strategy, the way you approach maybe Sunday's preseason game, differ from the one that you just came through in terms of just similar manpower?
Oh, you mean coming this Sunday?
Yeah,
it's going to be different. Yeah, we won't play all 20 this Sunday. At most, we'll play 15, maybe anywhere from 13 to 15 guys.
Well,
Our starters will probably play into the second half.
You talk about poise with Keegan. Is it surprising to you that he just looks so comfortable at every level that he steps on the court?
Yes, because I think I'm more nervous for him than he is. But he doesn't show it at all if he is.
Yeah. So I don't know about Keegan at the 2, but I would say this. You are kind of what you can defend out there. So depending on the matchup, is there a possibility? Sure. I still view him more as a 4 with the capability of playing some 3 if he could defend the 3. But it's just different, right? The power forwards, like Keegan talked about in practice, like if you're guarding 4s, you're dealing with some more physical guys,
bigger
and stronger guys. Yeah.
And you said this to me earlier. You were like, people get so caught up on positions and where the NBA is going, the era that we are in. You want to call it positionless, however you want to define it. For the basketball purists, I know that's really hard to hear, but it's the truth. And that is the direction things are going. And if Keegan can keep developing his game from the outside, and there comes a time where he has to get pushed out and there's other bigs in, I mean, there's going to be teams with different types of matchups, especially when you're seeing a team form like the Minnesota Timberwolves with Gobert and Cat. And I always go back to them because I'm just always curious what teams are going to do defensively against them.
Well, I was interested in what Keegan Murray had to say about starting today. Because, I know what he's going to say. He's not going to rattle the boat.
No.
Right. He's not going to rock the boat. I was going to say rattle the boat, like rattle the cage, rock the boat.
Okay. It's there.
Yeah, you know what I'm trying to get at. I knew he wasn't, but I do think it's got to be a little strange for him. Like last year, he was like the guy on a college team starting, and then now you're in an NBA situation. You're coming off the bench. He did that at Iowa his first year, so maybe it's not that big of an adjustment. But here's what he had to say about the starting opportunity.
I mean, if I do my job on the court, everything else will take care of itself. So for me, KZ has been playing really well. And he's a great defender. So I know that I need to learn right now, and that's a big thing for me. And just do my job on the court, and everything else will take care of itself.
I mean, it's everything you want to hear from a rookie. I'm saying it like this because I was just like, how did someone so perfect come to Sacramento?
I mean, he says the right things for sure.
I love everything about him.
And it feels real. It doesn't feel like a PR.
That's what I'm saying.
Answer. You got to remember, some of these people come to the NBA. I mean, they just get media training by the time they get out of the womb. They're like 3 years old doing interviews after playing on a little tiny hoop. Yeah. But like he generally is just like, I got the things to work on. And then someone was asking him about last game about things to work on. He goes, there was a few plays. I messed up the reads. I got to work on things offensively, defensively. I liked how the fact in that cut, when they're asking about him and not starting, he made it a point to put over his teammate KZ Okpala. It's like he's playing great defense out there. He just seems like a great teammate,
humble,
a great person.
Yeah.
But it's not like, he's soft. And I got to be honest, when we first started doing our draft homework in the early stages, I was like, Morgan, is he too nice? Is he too nice? But what I've seen out there when he plays, I don't look at him as like a nice player out there. I think he's just a good guy who works hard, who understands. He takes it very serious. He doesn't get too high or too low. And that should lead to him having an impactful career in the NBA.
Yeah, I agree with that because we talk about too how this league is relationship based in so many ways. And if a lot of people like you, you're always going to find a role and a spot on the team. But if you're also talented, obviously there's going to be a spot for you in this league. Oh, good. Are you going to
Yes,
show?
I am, Morgan.
Okay, because I was curious about that because, again, just a nice freaking family.
Okay, so most of you guys probably know, because you guys aren't casuals, that Keegan Murray has a twin brother, Chris, who plays at Iowa. So Chris was asked today about Keegan's first game in the NBA, playing against LeBron and the Lakers. One thing I learned today, and maybe I'm missing something here.
Okay.
I didn't realize identical brothers sound like exactly the same. I thought you just looked the same. I know you like sounded.
I sound like my sister. We're not identical.
No. Chris Murray sounds exactly like
okay.
Like Keegan, if he had a little more like, what's the word? Charisma.
Okay.
Like no one would say Keegan's a charisma. It's not a shot. I feel like I'm being a dick.
Yeah, because that doesn't. Okay. I don't feel like that's the right word.
All right, let's just listen to the differences. But here's what Chris had to say about Keegan.
For your first guy, having a guard in the NBA is LeBron James. I think that's definitely something that he was looking forward to, and he definitely took that challenge on. And I think that's the cool thing about Keegan, that you'd never think he would be nervous or anything like that. He keeps the same straight face. So I think that's kind of what was cool about that.
Did he text you after and be like, oh my God, like, can you believe that?
No, he didn't say anything. He acted like it was another game. So.
He just acted like it was another game. Like, oh, going up against his idol for the first time in a preseason NBA game. It's just another game. And I know some people are like, yeah, they're NBA players. That's what they're supposed to be. You guys, we are watching youth develop in front of our eyes most of the times with a lot of these guys. I know he's an older rookie, sure, but what were you doing in your early 20s? You know, what was your mindset? Don't act like you were this mature. If you were guarding LeBron, you'd be texting your brother like, holy shit, I'm guarding LeBron James.
In the chat, Boise says, I would die for him. Oh, Steven trying to bring us down. Oh, no. Oh,
Steven.
no. I don't know if I'm ready for this.
Okay, what?
We had someone like this in Halliburton, and we traded him. LOL. We've been drafting some quality team players, but squandering them. Well, I mean, we did just to be clear, the Kings did not donate Halliburton to the Pacers.
No.
They did get an impact player back, but I hear you.
And
we loved Halliburton.
And I also trust what you're saying, like quality team players. Yes, there's been some quality personalities and people come through in these drafts, but it didn't mean that it also translated into their game what they were capable of doing. But yes, some really good people have come through.
Jack, appreciate the love. He says, hey, Deuce and Mo, just want to say that I appreciate you both. This podcast is different from others I've seen in the past because of the amount of energy and knowledge you both bring. Please keep it up.
Oh, my God. Jack, thank you. That's so nice.
Really nice. I would have liked you to kind of focus more on what I bring to the podcast, but I hear you. I got to be careful, too, when I joke like this.
Oh, yeah.
Can we get to this before we get to Keegan Murray
expectations? Get to it really quick.
So I was encouraging some of our listeners to do us a favor and give us an Apple Podcast review if you have time, or go on Spotify and drop us a review. And I got an alert that, oh my God, we got a new review. And I get excited about this.
And we appreciate constructive criticism.
100%.
Love.
100%. This is not me going, never say anything bad. No, I know we're not perfect. I have 800 things I would have changed from last night chat. Anyway, let me just read this to you. How much can change in a year? I was like, okay. Oh, by the way, 3-star review.
I was like, ouch.
And it's like, okay, I've been a fan since the beginning. I immediately fell in love with the fan perspective this pod brought. They weren't afraid to hype up their listeners, unlike the doom and gloom of local radio shows. And seeing as they came from radio, it was relatable to watch them overcome roadblocks with talent. However, in the last year, they've gone from best friends fighting through the flames to an old bickering couple staying together for the kids. Things have been less about basketball and more about winning petty arguments or pointing out each other's flaws. And the community aspect has felt like a shell of its former self. Donations are less about demanding a better Kings coverage and more about funding Botox treatments. The love for the city has vanished, and it's in a place in its place in the ego-driven delusion where they are above the need to save energy so our effing city doesn't go through blackouts. They act like we should all take pity on them because they work real hard, as if we all just sit around waiting for their next episode to drop. It's not all change, though. This is nice.
Okay.
This was legit.
Okay.
Nice. When they aren't bickering, they have constructive conversations with a variety of guests, including players and fans, but it feels like the chemistry is fading and the solo careers are right around the corner. And now that they're not the only decent podcast in town, there are a variety of options to choose from that cover the Kings in a healthy manner. Hopefully things can change back or push through this. But at this point, I'm not holding my breath.
I'll just say one thing, you guys. There will be no solo careers. We're probably going to do everything together for the rest of our lives. It's not for the kids. We
are probably going to do this. We're going to be like 85 night chat with Deuce, and it's going to be like 2 people, but we love it. I just need to know just a couple of things.
What?
And I sometimes I feel like when you explain a joke, it's like it loses its like funny. Like,
oh yeah.
Just me and Morgan, we jab each other a lot. It's all love. It's a joke. Like. We support each other. I love this city. We don't even beg for donations. People donate on Super Chat, and we're so grateful. The Botox thing, it was a joke. Morgan was talking about Botox in
my
the armpits.
I promise I'm not going to spend your money on my Botox
In the
in my
time,
armpits, okay?
the time when we were conserving energy, yeah, it was like 89 degrees in the house, and we said we'd do a podcast, and we debated about it. We did the podcast.
It's okay.
My point is, you don't get it.
But
that was such a weird thing to do.
Well, here was the only thing, and then we'll move on. The only thing was, it's sad because just how we tell you guys, the 3 stars, like those things, actually can hurt certain things with the podcast, or especially when you are a small, growing business and you're just trying to get somewhere else. It's like, oh, you really had to do that, and you felt that way.
I would have rather that person send an email with that and be like, oh, let's have a conversation, because I would have just explained it.
Totally.
But like, it's not, when you give a review, it doesn't have to be freaking 5 stars. Do what you want. But also, I'm like, just be fair.
Dude,
just be fair.
If we ever get bigger,
oh God,
then I don't care. I'll take those 2 stars.
Anyway, it was one of those things that in the moment made me really mad, but yeah. So we had to balance out the love we just got with that. But no, seriously, we appreciate everyone's support, and we know not everyone's going to like us, and you guys are going to hate us at times during the season. Just know we really do love what we do. So let's get to Keegan Murray expectations.
Oh, okay.
I know this is tough for you to do. We have seen some sample size, right? Summer League.
Okay.
And now 1 preseason game. How impactful do you think he can be on this year's team? I'm not asking for predictions in terms of points per game. I would never do that to you, Morgan.
Okay.
Hey, podcast reviewer, that was one of those jokes. Anyway,
knock it off.
No, go ahead. But seriously, like, what type of expectations do you have for him in his rookie campaign?
After everything we've seen, especially, and again, after Summer League, it was, this guy can make an impact right now. And then you're hearing more things through training camp, and then you see it in the first preseason game, and you against all NBA players.
Yeah.
It's especially the time that he was on the floor before they put in second units. And what was that headline before LeBron and AD, chipped away or did what they needed to do? What was it?
Morgan, sometimes you're so bad at setting up what it was. So you're talking about the NBA.com story on the Kings-Lakers game.
Yes.
This is what we call context to the story. Not just bits and pieces that only I understand, so everyone understands. Share with the classroom. The headline was on NBA.com. Remember, the Kings won 105-75, 30-point game. LeBron Davis getting some reps. That's
what it was.
Lost to the Kings.
So even though they got him reps, Keegan Murray was playing against them. He was guarding LeBron James for a little bit. And I just felt like he belonged. He belonged with these NBA players. And for me, it's hard to just make that judgment of what exactly he is going to be this season. But my God, he's going to be one of the Kings' top players and going to be an impact player.
That's a strong statement.
Absolutely it is. And I truly believe that. And I have no doubt in my mind that even if he hits a rookie wall or his mentality or his confidence goes down a little, you see this guy? He can get out of it.
I asked Keegan Murray today after practice, I know he's played Summer League games, but did it feel any different going up against like NBA caliber talent? Here's that clip.
Against other NBA talent. I know you played Summer League, but obviously playing against high caliber talent. Is there anything that surprised you?
Yeah, I want to say surprised. I'd just say just getting the experience helps a lot. Just playing against bigger guys, guys that have been around the league for a while. They know kind of the little things, offensively, defensively. So it's just staying on your toes all the time is the biggest thing for me right now.
That's Keegan Murray. Yeah, I am with you. I think he's going to be very impactful because I think the demeanor does matter. And I just think he's got great size, high basketball IQ.
Yes.
He knows where to be on the court. The one play where he threw the lob to Rashawn was something that jumped out to me because it's not necessarily something you saw at Iowa, right? He was more hey, get him the ball and get out of his way. He's going to go get buckets. Now, all of a sudden, he's rolling off a couple of screens, getting the ball.
Understanding his
lobbing
teammate
it.
can play above the rim.
Yeah.
Those things matter.
Absolutely. And so just seeing those flashes, I think he just with his size and shooting ability could help it. When you factor in other things, I think he's going to help the team a lot. He's going to be, in my opinion, he'll be in the Rookie of the Year conversation because he is ready to go now. He's got the want, he's got the desire, he's got the smarts, and then he's got the physical attributes to go along with it.
And this isn't just one of those like, oh, we're excited in Kingsland, so this is what we're going to be excited about and say before the season. No, I think if you watch other preseason games too, I know Ivy the other night ended up having his 16-point game, had some really nice drives to the basket, but he still had those moments, especially defensively, where you just saw Brunson take it by him, right? And it was like his arms were down in that same place. He's a rookie. He's going to learn. He's going to develop. Yeah. He's younger. All those things. I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is, and comparing to someone that is just ready for those moments to be put on LeBron James in game 1 and go.
Hacks in the chat says, OMFG, pump the brakes. Let's see him play 10 games first. Yeah, no.
I appreciate that, especially me.
I mean, I did not actually induct him into the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame today. I just think he's going to be impactful. And I think it's not only because of his skill level, it's also what else is around him on this team. And I think when you've got Fox, you have Sabonis, you have another guy in Herter that can get buckets, right? Malik Monk. There's some nice spacing on this team. He can shoot it. He's in a pretty solid situation, in my opinion, because he's not necessarily being thrown in right away. Like Banchero in Orlando. You know how I feel. I love Paulo Banchero.
Yeah.
But like he's gonna take some lumps along the way, right? Because there's a lot of pressure. There's gonna be a lot of attention on him right away. Where Keegan's not gonna face that same attention because of what's around him at this point.
And I'm so excited that a young guy gets to come into Sacramento and have that time and have that space and be like, okay, they're depending on this guy. They're depending on this guy who has established himself in the league. And I'm talking about Sabonis, obviously, because then you're not asked to do everything right away. And you can take your time to see the game at a different pace, your pace, and develop the right way.
In the chat, what are your expectations? I saw some people saying Rookie of the Year. We saw Hack saying, all right, tap the brakes a little bit. I'm curious what how the chat feels about where Keegan can factor in this season. I mean, if I told you this season he averaged 15 and 6.
You're just messing with me. Okay.
15 and 6.
I'd be like, holy shit, that's amazing. What? Like that seems like a lot.
15 seems maybe it could be high, right?
Yeah. If they're there,
what about
things are great.
But here's the thing with him. He's not like a ball dominant guy. He's so efficient, right? Like it's not like you're like, hey, he needs 20 shots to get points. He could take 4 shots. You're like, how's he at 22 points right now? You know, he gets to the line, hits some threes.
Pass him the rock.
Yeah.
Pass him the rock, especially when you need something to happen on the offensive end.
It would not shock me if he was like a 13 to 15 point a game guy for the Kings.
You know how I feel about setting these numbers and expectations. Come on. I'm not asking you to make a prediction, but does that sound ridiculous? No. The reason why that's even hard for me to see right now is because I don't know what De'Aaron Fox is going to be. I don't know what Sabonis is necessary. Like there was early on in this.
Just to be clear, though, you have seen them play in the NBA before.
Just to be clear, okay. I have seen these NBA players actually play on an NBA floor, and I know what they're capable of. But now I'm looking at it. I don't know if you know this. It's a team sport. And so what I'm thinking about when they're in this team situation, especially on the offensive end, that it's hard for me to make that prediction, is Sabonis going to be more aggressive at the hoop. Again, the other game against the Lakers, it was like, did he even get a shot off in the first, a couple minutes that he was in? I needed him to square up to the basket, body up, go hard in the paint, whatever. I want to see that aggressive nature also from Sabonis. He needs to be that threat.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm just saying.
Played 15 minutes, for
I
sure.
know,
yes.
But that's my whole point is like, well, if he's doing more of that, though, then, yeah, it's going to take away from Keegan or a shooter or whatever.
I am excited to see kind of what the distribution is like in minutes for the next preseason game, because you play literally all 20 guys. Brown said just a little bit ago, 15 at most. So,
At
I mean,
most.
15 is still a lot.
Yeah.
But the starters would play into the second half. Do you think they start Keegan next game, or do you think that maybe he gives KZ another run, like extended minutes with that group to start?
I think he gives KZ another run.
I agree.
And that's just, I'm going off of what he said at practice and what he wants to see from KZ and what he's capable of. And you use this time to do that. And so, yeah, I feel like that's going to be the direction on Sunday.
Clint in the chat says, I think Keegan will do what he did last game. Oh, my goodness.
Just a silent 16.
Colton says, I mean, is there logic or benefit to him not starting? He's very clearly the best 4 we have. Seems kind of weird. Yeah, it's a good question. And I know the Kings want to be better defensively. They love KZ's versatility.
Yeah.
Like, he takes great pride in defending out there. But yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know if it's literally Mike Brown trying to foster like a competitive camp. Like we're not just gonna Keegan's gonna be here a long time. We're not just gonna hand him the job opening. Like let's put in some work. Let's have KZ, a guy I'm familiar with from Team Nigeria, come in there and set the tone in camp and work with these guys.
Mike Brown at practice today talked a little bit about that second half, right? When Davion came in, and he gave a lot of credit to Davion and his on-ball pressure and that defense and really setting the tone, the standard in that second half, but also talked about Keegan with that second unit. And he was talking about, just him getting his shots off with that second unit and then referred back to the first unit. There's different talent there. There's different offensive weapons there. So he might not get as many touches there as he might in this second unit. I thought that was interesting that he was just referring to that first game and what we saw in that second half, but he kept giving Davion so much credit for his defensive effort. And that's why with KZ Okpala, it's like, that's something that means a lot to Mike Brown. And if you can have a player in your lineup that is going to give it their all in that position, in that role, and you have other guys that can do the rest of the work right there, it could work.
In the chat, this person says, I think Keegan gets more valuable time coming off the bench rather than being diluted with Fox, Sabonis, and Barnes.
And that's
in the preseason.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I don't know. And you've got 4 preseason games. You also have the rest of the week at training camp with practices to juggle some things. I know when we got in there today, the players will wear black jerseys. Some will be in black. Some will be in white. You've got a red team too. And they're constantly rotating teams in and out. The black team was the starting lineup from last game still. And that's something we did see last time. Yeah, so it was Fox, Herter, Barnes, KZ, and Sabonis.
Yeah. So maybe that is the direction he's going to go in Sunday's game.
Alex says, I think the Fox Murray or Sabonis Murray pick and roll can be deadly this year. Keegan is a great shooter, definitely an underrated finisher. This pair with his high IQ could make him elite. Yeah, I think that's one area where, last game, Keegan can shoot it.
Yeah.
Good 3-point shooter, but seeing him attack and his ability to finish, he's got good size. He could finish over guys.
Well, in his patience,
Yeah.
and we meant his poise, he plays at his pace. That was something else that we brought up in the summer with someone about athleticism. And they said that it is an athletic person to be capable to slow yourself down in the motion going to the basket. Even if it doesn't look quick to one person, to be able to control your body like that is athleticism. And so when people want to downplay his athleticism, they're just like, look at that.
And also maybe with this whole discussion, we're talking about like the starting with KZ and Keegan, it is like setting that defensive tone. Like Mike Brown talking about, like KZ mentioned this today, he's guarding the best player more times than not out there, right?
Yeah.
Get to that level. Get to the level that we can throw you at the start of the game on the best player.
Hey,
Keegan will be the starter long term. I'm not. I don't.
Good. Don't even worry.
I am not even like. I think we get to this point and it's just like we see Keegan as Summer League MVP. He does this. You gotta put him. What a joke. Just see. I mean, I'm not saying in Brown we trust because like we're just getting to know Mike Brown here. Mike Brown seems like he's got a good feel for the game, and I think he'll do what's right for the team and what's right for Keegan.
We've been a little traumatized with coaches and
Yeah.
their rotations over the years. And sometimes there's coaches that just believe in their guy. And you're just like, what are we doing? Stop believing in this guy and letting him get his. Like, you got to make those adjustments. But I do believe that Mike Brown will make the right choices. But I also believe that he has a better roster to work with to make those correct choices.
If you're in the chat, do us a favor, hit the damn thumbs up button, please. It helps our channel grow. Make sure you're subscribed as our chase to 8,000 subs is on. We should mention that tonight's podcast presented by our friends over at
TR Reagan?
TR Reagan Industries.
She's, I guess, by herself writing all these creepy thrillers all the damn time. Her newest book, Such a Beautiful Family, comes out in December. If you're into thrillers, creepy writing, and all these books are based in Sacramento, and you just need something to like take your mind off of NBA basketball once in a while as we get into the season, these are the quick, easy books to read, and you can just go to trreagan.com.
Yeah, and just buckle up. Just know what you're getting into, okay?
Buckle up.
Yeah, your mom's got a dark, twisted mind. She's a New York Times bestselling author. She's been at the top of the Amazon charts, and she did it the hard way for years. For years, she was writing, going to the big book publishers. Get this crap out of here. What is this? So you know what she did? She self-published.
She said, I don't need you. I'm going to do it by myself.
Because I love this. This is what I do. I want to do this. So she put it out there, and then... Yes. Anyway, her books are awesome, so check them out on Amazon and go to her website, trreagan.com. We're also presented by East Sac Fitness. Whew. Let me tell you, with some late games, it was tough turnaround the other day. I was in bed after night chat the other night around 1:45-ish. I was in the gym at 8 a.m.
There you go.
This is more about psyching myself back up because I have to stay disciplined. And ESAC Fitness is a great spot to stay disciplined because they've got all the classes you need. You want spin classes? It's not my jam. Could be yours. Check it out.
So hard.
They've got functional fitness classes. They've got yoga classes, and they have a recovery room with a cold plunge and a sauna.
Yeah, it's just a great place to be, and it's a great place to get healthy. Don't be intimidated because there's nothing to be intimidated about when you go there.
Unless you see me on the squat rack.
Yeah,
God.
Okay.
Guys got some girth on that booty.
Okay.
You know what? I'm going for first team all wagon this year.
Right. Well, you've got a lot of work to do, bud.
Oh, you've been looking at my butt, huh?
Well, no, but like now that you say that, it's like it's no Josh Allen's butt.
Oh, come on. Josh, he's got a wagon. Anyway, go to esacfitness.com. That's esacfitness.com. We appreciate everyone's support of the Deuce and Mo podcast. We'll definitely continue talking some Kings, too, especially when the chat is going. I want to also talk about the drama that went down today.
Dude.
You guys, has it been refreshing? Let's all knock on wood together.
Knock on wood.
We're in October. There's been no drama with the Kings.
Knock on wood again. Yep. It's refreshing.
Knock on that over there, please. No drama with the Sacramento Kings. Boston, drama. Phoenix, drama. And today there was drama with the defending champion Golden State Warriors. This is according to our guy Anthony Slater and Sham Charania over at The Athletic. A piece that came out just a couple hours ago. There was a physical altercation at the Warriors practice Wednesday morning that has the team seriously considering disciplinary action toward Draymond Green.
Mm-hmm.
When a heated interaction with Jordan-Poole escalated, Green forcefully struck Poole and needed to be separated swiftly, sources said. Struck him? What's that mean?
Yeah, is that a
like
swing?
Is
that
that
a push? Is that a one-hander?
Need more detail at this hour. Green and Poole came chest to chest with both players pushing and shoving each other prior to Green's escalation of the physical altercation, according to sources. The Warriors then stopped practice and tried to settle nerves in the team's locker room area, but it appears that internal discipline is imminent. Poole and Green are known to regularly get into verbal arguments, but the team's management leadership believes a line was crossed today. And this from Chris Haynes just moments ago. Draymond Green was apologetic in the aftermath of the altercation with Jordan-Poole, but there was a buildup stemming from teammates noticing a change in Poole's behavior throughout camp, with the guard on the verge of securing a lucrative extension.
Ooh.
So this is interesting, right? Because immediately you start thinking about a couple of things. I start thinking about Draymond and KD getting into it.
Yes.
Right? And
yeah.
that led to KD eventually dipping out, right? The vibes were off.
Totally.
This is interesting because Draymond wants a new deal.
Okay.
Jordan-Poole's going to get a new deal. How much is it going to be? It could be close to $30 million because Tyler Hero just got paid, right? That kind of set the standard. So I don't know. Is there some animosity between the two because of that? Is there some weirdness because of that? Maybe Draymond's like, this young punk's about to get paid and he's not bringing it. I don't know, but it sounds like Draymond Green could be the one getting punished for that. Maybe it's just a fine and it's not a big deal. What do you think when you hear about this? Is this a big deal to you or not?
It's not the biggest deal in the world, right? Because I feel like Draymond's reputation is this, where people find a way out of it. It said in this quick article about him and Jordan-Poole having verbal altercations at times.
They probably talk a lot of shit to each other.
Yeah, and sometimes it can get heated. I mean, it's going to happen when you're with your teammates, all the damn time, and you are competing for certain things, whether it is a contract and or playing time or whatever it may be, right? It could just be egos as well. But either way, it got physical, and Draymond is a part of it. And yes, we're all going to look at Draymond like, yo, you're the vet. You're supposed to be a leader here. So what the hell are you doing? No matter what, we're going to look at it like that. But it's also getting reported like that too, where it's Draymond's going to probably be disciplined.
And King was bringing up Chris Haynes' latest tweet. Yeah, we literally just read that like seconds ago. But yeah, I don't know, like the striking thing. I don't know what that means. It's obviously not good. But I also
should we like test out what we think the striking was on each other?
No.
Okay.
No. Because my shoulder hurts.
It's true.
My shoulder. Shout out to Kenneth, who again donates
Kenneth!
$50 for Morgan's Botox Pit Fund and gifted 50 subs.
Give me a hell yeah.
Dude, Kenneth, you're too much.
Thank you. Appreciate you guys in the chat. And shout out to all the new members.
Hey.
Thanks for becoming members. Also, hit the thumbs up button. Let's get over 100. I don't like to downplay things like this because, yeah, you don't want physical altercations and stuff. I do think in competitive environments, sometimes you get irritated with people. This is sports, okay? This is not like in the office.
Yeah.
But guess what? I've been in office, not in office situations, but I've been in situations back in radio days. I got in some verbal disputes. I got hot, like really hot off air. Like, people are competitive, and
there's physical play going on too while you're practicing. But
also, I don't know if it's Draymond. Is this Draymond's way of stirring the pot? Like, I also think Draymond is old school in a lot of ways, even though he's new media.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he kind of has that edge to him.
Yeah.
Sometimes
what?
It kind of reminds me of the Lakers three-peat, like with Phil Jackson. Phil Jackson would do things to stir shit up sometimes. Why? Because when you win championships, you need motivation. Ooh. You need stuff that galvanizes the group, brings things together. Like, you know what I mean? Keeps the fire going a little
it does.
bit. And I'm not saying that Draymond did the right thing here. I'm just saying that these things do happen. And it may not be a big deal. I think the thing that, you know, you read Shams' thing, it's like, oh, he could be disciplined. Maybe he gets fined or something. I mean, I don't know. It's hard to say without knowing exactly what went down. But to me, it's like, yeah, you got to, it's camp. These guys just came back from playing a game in Japan. They're tired. They're grumpy. They want to play games. They're annoyed with each other. I don't know.
No. And I guess obviously I have not played at an NBA level, but just from my experience of playing at high levels, when somebody wanted to fight me in a practice in JUCO ball, even, it was
oh, I know you didn't throw down.
No. And not only that though, it was like a lot of scream, and I usually don't stick up for myself too and yelling, and I did because it just was like, no, you need, and that did help the team in the practice ultimately after that. But then there was another situation in high school where I was a freshman on varsity and a senior during the halftime of a game punched the locker next to my head. So it's just like right by my face. And she's like, telling me to stop shooting the ball, even though I had like 3 shots at the time. And that did nothing for us, right? That was just like an ego weird thing. So what this is, we don't know right now, but what we've seen it to be was not very good when it was KD and Draymond. It's Jordan-Poole and Draymond. I'm sure things are going to be fine and it's going to be motivating and they're going to move on.
But I think when you add the layers of Draymond wanting an extension, it doesn't seem like Golden State's going to give him like what he would want.
Yeah.
What he's eligible for, obviously. But Jordan Poole's about to get paid. So I'm sure there's maybe some pent up frustration with Draymond going, you guys want to pay this guy? He's not bringing it. Like, he better bring it if he's going to get paid. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's fun to talk about, though.
It's
really
that's
fun
the
to
thing,
about.
because I know usually we don't like to speculate, but the reason why I'm speculating and having fun with this drama is because 1, no one got hurt. 2, it's the Golden State Warriors. Yes, I want all bad things to happen with all the drama with them. Please knock them out of the West somehow. That's not going to happen, but you know what I'm saying. It's just fun.
It's weird. I just don't. There's a lot of Kings fans who have an extreme, passionate dislike for the Warriors.
Yeah.
I just don't. Like, I can't like teams that they play the right way. They're fun.
Here's
they
my
built
question.
something. I respect them.
I feel that same way about the Warriors, and I can still talk shit about them. With the Lakers, I actually feel this hatred with them in this organization, but not like a rivalry, not on a competitive level, you guys. It's just this pure like, ew, your colors are ugly. You're ugly. Get out of my face.
I appreciate greatness. And,
That's fine.
And maybe it stems from my greatness, and I have a connection with Steph because of
stop.
Similar levels. In the chat, Skip says, when Deuce yelled at me the first time I called in, I de-escalated the situation. Now Deuce loves when I call in.
Oh.
Just a couple of things.
What?
Did he really de-escalate it?
Was that a long time ago with Skip?
Yeah, we got hot.
Oh, no,
But
Skip, you didn't de-escalate.
We were both going at it. But you know what? I like Skip. I respect Skip.
Oh, hell, I love Skip.
Me and Maury, obviously, according to a review, we go at it a lot. Yeah, it's live.
No, and I appreciated Skip's passion. I appreciated, the conversation that it could get somewhere, and that we weren't going to all just be like, let's just all yell at each other for the rest of this. No, it went down, and that can happen. Absolutely. It doesn't matter if it's on a podcast or a basketball floor, right?
Skip also says he loves the Warriors franchise, can't stand most of their fans, but Warriors are a better franchise than the Kings will ever be, sadly. You never know.
I know. I mean, right now you can say that with lots of confidence.
Absolutely.
Yes.
But also, like, we should note that other people are in here are commenting on, I love that bridge. I hate seeing it on their jersey. I don't know. I just feel like people are so petty with the Warriors. When I dislike a team, it has to, maybe I would dislike the Warriors more if they were legitimately like competing with the Kings.
No, but isn't it annoying seeing stupid little kids wearing stupid little Warriors jerseys in Sacramento? I'm like,
no.
You're stupid. That's what I tell the kid. You're stupid.
No, actually, the kids are probably smart. And
bandwagon kids.
Morgan, you want I'm sorry, you want little kids? If your first time watching basketball is turning on a Kings game as a little kid over the years, it's probably not fun. You know what's fun is seeing Steph Curry, who he looks like one of the smaller guys on the floor if you're a kid, and you're seeing him hit threes, he's having fun and winning.
I get it.
You're going to connect with that. You're seeing Giannis, this monster of a man, do what you're going to connect with that. If the Kings were winning, it would be a different story.
I get all of that. I can still just jokingly kid about stupid kids wearing Warriors jerseys.
I will say this. I do get annoyed with some Warriors fans, especially I just don't like fans who come to Kings games and
put on their blue jersey.
It's not even war. It's any other. It's if you're a visiting fan and you want to go to a game, you're more than welcome. You can even wear your stuff. But what I would like you to do, be respectful. I don't need you to be obnoxious. You're not at home. You're not at home. When you come to my house, let's just say, hey, Morgan.
It's Deuce's house.
Morgan, you're coming over to the house.
Hey, coming on over.
If you started like laying on my couch, farting on my stuff, I'd be offended. What are you doing?
If I farted on your couch, that would offend you?
It'd
If
be a
I was
little
your
weird.
friend. Oh, I
It'd
guess
be
I
a little-
wouldn't be
it's
your friend at that time.
You could do
Okay.
that at your house. If you
got
want to
it.
be loud and obnoxious,
Okay.
you want to scream, ah, do that at your house.
Got
When
it.
you're in my house, you're a guest. Enjoy the game. Have food. You want something to drink? Go ahead. Come get it.
Be a
Watch
guest.
the game. Be a guest. Be respectful. Don't come in here taunting, especially as a Warriors fan. You're taunting Kings fans. You feel good about yourself, you effing bully? Like, get out of here. That's what, but see, I get hot about that stuff.
Yeah.
Especially, the other fan base that kills me?
What?
Clipper fan.
Why?
Because
Why them?
miserable for years.
Mm-hmm.
And I could tell you 90% of Clippers fans do not remember the bad years.
Oh, so you're saying there are a lot of bandwagoners?
They're like, I go way back.
Chris Paul?
CP3 and Blake, Lob City.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Wow. You're calling out a lot of fans right now. I got called out on Twitter for just retweeting this play. Jalen Brunson took Ivy to the rack and, just schooled him. And I was like, Pistons going to have a really good defense this year. I was just being an ass. And so many people are like,
That's pretty petty.
It's funny for a Kings fan. And I'm like, no, I know. And that's the joke. It's like, been here for a long time. I know. I get it.
In the chat, Black Lives Matter says, no, that's cap. Clippers fans are loyal. Okay, let me just rewind here. There are definitely portions of every fan base who are loyal. But I'm not going to I don't think you're going to see a lot of random ass Clippers jerseys rolling through visiting arenas. It's going to be Kawhi, PG, CP3, old school, Blake. That's what I'm saying.
Fair enough.
Let's see here. Next up on the chat, Daniel says Deuce is in mid-season form. King Bong says, nah, as a true Laker hater, I feel the need to support the Clippers. No, it's again, we're talking more fans than anything.
Oh my God.
Morgan Reagan, can we talk about last night?
That was so fun.
It was honestly one of the more enjoyable basketball games because during the playoffs it seems like everyone's watching the game. You're on Twitter.
Yeah.
This was unique because it was a G League Ignite team playing some team from France, and you're like, okay, but you're talking about two of the top prospects. So much hype around Victor Wembanyama. We have been talking about Scoot Henderson since last year when we first saw him. We're like, this kid who at the time was 17. It's weird when you watch someone for 3 minutes and go, oh, he belongs. It doesn't mean he's perfect.
Yeah.
But to say he belonged last year and to see what he did last night, how he has improved his game, his shooting, his passing, his handles, his attacking.
His vision, his growth was just incredible as a young player.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
And I just love the fact that they made this game happen, right? Both of these kids aren't playing, they're not Duke and North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like this was a special event. They play again tomorrow. It's awesome that they made this game happen. And then for it to not only happen, but both dudes show out. Victor Wembanyama, are you kidding me, Morgan? This guy, we talk about his size. We talk about what he does with the handle, the defense, the three-point shooting, how fluid he is, how he moves. You're like, he is 7'2", probably growing. He is 18 years old. This guy is a freak.
He's a freak. But on top of all of that, he just understands the game at such a high level, even when he's going down in transition, but knows to just take these two big steps back to be behind that 3-point arc and hit the three, right? I mean, his 3-point shooting alone is just incredible because he can shoot over anybody.
Literally anyone.
Anybody. Any hand in his face, whatever. But then on the other end of the floor, he had a really nice block against Scoot Henderson, who was just going up for a major dunk, trying to throw it down, and Victor just blocked the shit out of it. And then again, it was interesting because Scoot tried doing this little side to the left, jump shot over him, and Victor's like, let me just put my hand here.
You're done.
Bye.
Also,
effortless.
I know someone in chat just said, oh, he's like 7'5", and he could be at this point. Some have him listed at 7'2". I've seen him listed at 7'4". I don't care. I don't care because he's very tall. He moves well, and he's 18, and he's still learning. Mark Spears had an interesting piece today for ESPN where he had a quote from an NBA general manager who was there. The quote was this: Victor is a physical specimen that you rarely see, like Kareem or Ralph Sampson. Wembanyama's length, size, and skills are unmatched. His work ethic will determine what level he becomes, but he has it all. Also, one GM told ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski, quote, it feels like last night will start a race to the bottom like we've never seen, end quote, with tanking.
I think that high praise, even in that last sentence, it's high praise, but I don't like hearing that, but I also don't believe it. I believe it for teams like the Spurs, maybe the Jazz. Like, there's a few of those around the league where I'm like,
I think Danny Ainge is going to have to strip that down more if he's going to be in the race, to be honest.
Yep, he would have to.
You know, Sam Presti probably going, hey, Shay, are you feeling, hopefully you're not feeling any better.
Well, and now since Chet is going to be out, that was something that we said, hey, is this going to be the year that SGA basically gets to play and show himself off at just a whole different level? They don't even have all the guys and the pieces they want.
I'm going to say this. If you're Presti, if you're going to go tank mode and the SGA is healthy and you're not going to play, just trade him. Like, trade him. You know what I mean?
agree.
Let this guy go out there and play. I know he's hurt
ball
right
out.
now, but go let him play right now. I was amazed with what I saw with Victor. And, you know, obviously now there's a tremendous level of hype with these two. You know, more so with Victor. I think last night was really beneficial for the G League Ignite and for Scoot, because I know if you pay attention, you know Scoot Henderson, but I think most people knew Victor more, right? Like, than Scoot.
Freak, right?
Yes.
Freak,
yeah,
yes.
Yeah. Like, he's just such a unique. You notice him on the court. You're like, holy shit, this guy's massive. He could be generational. And, you know, you start thinking about the possibilities and these, you know, maybe some of the GMs are exaggerating. Oh, it's going to be a race to the bottom. But the reality is getting someone like that could change a franchise because it's nothing we have really seen before. And it doesn't mean it's foolproof. Like, things happen. Injuries could happen.
Absolutely.
You know, maybe it just development doesn't work out the way that, you know,
work ethic, like
whatever.
the GM was talking about. Yeah.
There's no indications that that's a problem right now.
Mm-hmm.
The reality is, like, he might be the most highly regarded prospect coming out since LeBron. I know Zion had hype for sure, but this is big time. I mean, you think, go ahead.
How many people are untradeable? Like, if you look around the league, would you not trade right now?
Right.
You know, and that,
if you could get him. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. You would literally, and honestly, you would trade anyone on the Kings today if you had the chance to get it. Right.
Well,
for sure.
and that's why I even think about when we do talk about these teams possibly tanking for Victor, I go, is there going to be another team in the mix that's like, I'm trading all of this for that number one pick? Will, you know, do you want to go in that direction?
I don't think you could. I'd be like, it would have to be
an entire team and lots of money.
So the game was in Las Vegas. He ends up with 37.
Yeah, 30. I don't even remember how many threes. It was like 7 for 11. I'm probably saying it wrong, but just so efficient beyond the arc, right? So efficient on the floor.
Okay, yeah. So he had 37 points. He did it on 11 of 20 shooting, 7 of 11 from 3. He also had 5 blocks, and something Sean Cunningham pointed out. So, of course, I'm talking to Sean Cunningham. You guys may know him from Fox 40. He used to work at ABC 10. I've known him for years. It was before Kings practice day, and we're kind of talking. We were talking some Giants, and we started talking about this game. He goes, yeah, you know, he only got 4 rebounds. And I went, Sean.
Tell Sean right now.
That's your takeaway.
Yeah, you tell him.
That's your takeaway. He only had 4 rebounds. I don't care.
That's ridiculous. Get out of here.
And he wasn't hating, but I just thought that was funny. He brought that up. And then Scoot had he had a massive night too. He had, It was 28 points, 9 assists, 5 rebounds. And I think the biggest question maybe we saw last year was like, can he be a consistent outside threat? He was knocking down threes last night. His handles, his aggressiveness, and you brought up the play. I want to bring this up real fast.
Okay.
When he went to try to dunk on Victor, I know, he got blocked. No. The fact that Scoot was like, yeah, I'm way smaller. I'm going up and trying to dunk on your head. I love that.
Loved every second of it because it just showed he was not scared of anything. I don't care if you're 7'4", and it's not like it was like in that moment he was testing it out. Where's my strength compared to your height? And obviously the height and the pressure from Victor won. But with Scoot Henderson, Deuce, a lot of his game last night. So many people are talking about Vic, and they're talking about how, unicorn, magical, everything he did on the floor. And they're throwing Scoot Henderson in there like, wow, it's so great to see him. But you look at Scoot's all-around game, in those 9 assists alone, we didn't see him as this dominant playmaker even a year ago. And to see that his vision, his maturity, his basketball IQ has changed on top of his beautiful shot, that is, the way he stepped into it, and it was just all in one motion, confident. I loved watching both of their games last night, but I was really happy to see that Scoot is even better.
We also did an interview with Scoot Henderson at Summer League.
Yeah.
Which is one of the coolest things that we were able to do is we sat down with him. It was during a game at Thomas and Mack. We got set up like in this booth. Wasn't the best backdrop. He sat up there for 25 minutes with us. And we just talked about his journey and what he wants. And he's like, yeah, I want to be the number 1 pick. I put the work in. Like, I want to be that guy.
And then what did Vic say?
Oh, my God. Quote of the cinch, by the way, from Vic. Wembanyama said on Scoot Henderson, he's really a great player. If I was never born, I think he would deserve the first spots.
And it's fun. I don't know his personality yet, so I'm curious how to take it. But at the same time, he's not wrong.
Yeah.
He's not wrong.
Yeah.
It's just the timing is...
Sure. But your point is 100% valid. Scoot is such a legitimate talent. We've seen him play multiple times in person. We talked to him. He's very focused. Mm-hmm. Like, he loves the game of basketball. Strong family around him. Very supportive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's obsessed with it.
It was so cool that the NBA, I don't know how they negotiate this game to make it happen, but it's cool that these 2 players who are projected to be the top 2 picks in the stacked 2023 draft class kind of got the basketball season kick-started.
Yeah.
It was weird last night. You had Zion playing a game. At the same time this is going on, you're going back and forth going like, what do I watch?
Yeah, Zion out there too. That's a whole nother thing. But another thing you said about Scoot yesterday was you were talking a little bit about his mentality, and you're like, so much of that just reminds me of Davion. And at 18 years old, right, with just understanding the work that he needs to put in and is putting in the work, and the work is translating on the court. It's going to be fun watching these guys grow. So,
do we want Victor to grow any taller, though?
Grow developmentally in their game.
If he is 7'5", can we put a cap on that?
Victor, we're going to need you to stop growing.
Yeah, he shows up the draft combine. He's 8'1" without shoes.
I would sell an entire team for him. Yeah, just for that number 1 pick. Let me get him.
The other story from that game last night was there's a player with the last name that was pretty interesting. Here's how it sounded.
Driving baseline. Oh, you fat with a 3. Yes, I just said that. That is that man's name. Don't tweet at me. I don't want to tweet from anybody. That's the man's name.
Ho, you fat.
Hassan curling off the screen, driving baseline. Oh, you fat with a 3. Yes.
And it's isn't it spelled like ho, you fat?
Actually, I think Mark Spears tweeted out a picture of the back of his jersey. Let's see if I can find it here. It was so hilarious. He didn't delete it, did he? Did someone tell him to delete it?
Oh, come on.
No. Anyway, it did. It was great. It was great.
It's a great bit.
It made us laugh. It's very immature of everyone out there on social media, but true. Like, if you're the announcer, you have to say something the first time, right? If you're just dropping on the broad, ho, you fat, everyone's going, you can't.
Like, what are you saying?
You're
not saying it right then.
Yes,
It's like, come on. No, and I'm glad that he can laugh with it too. I'm sure I'm sure as a child, there's times like that's not fun, but I hope now he sees it as something that's going to get him more eyes too.
Oh, man. A couple of other things I wanted to get to tonight, Morgan. The NBA GM survey came out. The Kings were mentioned a couple of times, but nothing like earth-shattering.
Yeah.
I just did laugh at the GM survey. They do this every year. A couple of things. I truly don't believe every NBA GM actually fills out the survey.
I know. You said
That's
this
my
last
theory.
year.
No, this is my theory. Do you think that maybe there's probably some GMs
Say your
who do it.
theory. Say
you
your
think
theory.
Bob Myers is going, hey Bob, you're his assistant. Hey Bob, NBA.com has the survey. Can you fill this out? He's like, why don't you have that guy do it? Why don't you do it? Right? Do you think these all 30 NBA GMs during the middle of the offseason or camp or whatever, they're doing this? Be honest.
What? It takes you top 25 minutes, 30 minutes?
Well, one of the questions was which team will win the championship?
Okay.
43% of NBA general managers say the Milwaukee Bucks.
Interesting.
For context, last year, 72% of them said the Brooklyn Nets.
Wow.
Idiots.
Wow, they know what they're doing.
Next up, Golden State, 25%. The Clippers, 21%. Boston, 11%. I don't know when this voting took place. I don't know if that's listed, though, because that could change things, honestly, right?
Wow, in Boston. Yeah, exactly, because Boston dropping even to the only 11%. So
who will win the MVP this year?
Who? This year?
48% of people.
Uh-huh.
They're GMs.
Uh-huh.
Luka Magic this year.
And that's interesting to me because I do look at Dallas as a whole. So you obviously want your MVP making the entire team better, but you have to have a supporting role to help you with winning an award like this. I don't know. That's just an interesting pick if you're picking the Milwaukee Bucks to win it all. Why not just go for Giannis?
Okay, and just to be clear, number 2 was Giannis. Number
Okay.
3 was Embiid. Number 4 was Curry. The back-to-back MVP, Nikola Jokic, not listed on this, just to be clear. I mean, the odds of him winning 3 in a row. Here's the thing. Even if Jokic had this season of all seasons, better than the previous 2, that he's not getting a 3rd in a row.
There's no way.
Right? The media won't let it happen.
Well, even watching Joel Embiid earlier, I was just like, this guy, we want to talk about the freaks, the ones that are just big guys that can do. He's a big human that is seriously just doing so many elite things, and it's incredible to watch him. And I hope his health stays with him because, then that conversation, he will keep bumping it up, especially with if the Sixers can actually do something with this squad that they have this season.
Which team made the best overall moves this offseason? 41% of NBA general managers surveyed the Cleveland Cavaliers.
And that's fair because Donovan Mitchell, right? And I
look good tonight too.
Yeah, it's got to be the Donovan Mitchell angle.
Then they had Minnesota and
Okay.
Philly tied. 3 teams tied: Minnesota, Philly, and Utah. Also receiving votes: the Boston Celtics and your Sacramento Kings.
They made the list. Receiving votes.
Honestly, I think they should have with their offseason. I think they had on paper, adding Kevin Huerter, Malik Monk, and Keegan Murray.
Yep.
Solid.
It's
That's
exactly.
a solid offseason.
It's solid, and especially if you factor in the market you're in, everything that's been going on. I love it.
What was the most underrated player acquisition of the offseason, according to NBA general managers?
Underrated.
Number 1, Malcolm Brogdon going from Indiana to Boston. Tied for second, PJ Tucker going to Philly, John Wall going to the Clippers, DeAnthony Melton going to Philly, and Bojan Bogdanovic going to Detroit. Also receiving votes for a ton of other players, including Sacramento for Kevin Huerter.
Okay, which we just talked about, which is great.
Do you think we are talking about Kevin Huerter enough?
I do. I think people around the league, like they've seen players come to Sacramento and then not be able to do what they were accomplishing on the last team they were on, right? And that mostly goes to because of the Kings roster construction over the years and just asking guys to do more than what their role was with another team. I think this season, Kevin Huerter will get to have that similar role, and that's why I think we're talking about it just enough. Underrated, if you want to call it that, whatever you want to call it, I love it. I didn't agree with that list, though, with everything else that I saw.
What didn't you agree
I thought
with,
Melton should have been higher. I think the Malcolm Brogdon one, I thought it was great, but at the same time, we're still talking about a guy that has so many health concerns. He can't even stay on the floor at times. And I really like Malcolm Brogdon. And I think if he stays healthy, yes, what he could add for Boston would be great.
You mentioned health. The Lakers are actually playing right now as we are recording this. They're playing the Suns. Anthony Davis did not play tonight with lower back stiffness.
It's a little different because it's preseason,
Okay.
so I'm gonna give him a pass.
Yeah, I mean, sure. I think I agree with you about the Brogdon thing. But yeah, if he is healthy, I think he'd be impactful. Jeremy Grant got mentioned. I think he should be a little higher up the list in my opinion because I think that's a good pickup. Other things they mentioned, KCP going to Denver. I actually really like that.
Yeah.
The PJ Tucker one, I like PJ Tucker from a toughness standpoint. I would like to have him on the team. I just thought the deal that they gave him was just 3 years. A little extreme for a guy who, I don't know, like how much does he have left to give?
Hey, you don't doubt him.
Okay.
We saw what he had to give just in that role. So I think he is going to help them get to that next level.
A couple of more. Which team will be most improved this year?
What is it first?
Number one, the LA Clippers. 41% of NBA GMs say the Clippers. I mean, I think that's fair. I think they are a stacked team. The biggest concern, the age, but you're getting Kawhi back. You got Paul George.
Yeah.
The moves they made at the deadline, getting Powell, like that's a legit. They've got the depth they need. It's the health
Reggie
question.
Jackson. Yeah. No,
They won 42 games last year with everything that was going wrong. Ty Lue is one of the best coaches in the game.
That's the other factor. Ty Lue alone. But there could come a time, too, with the Clippers that we might see these games, and there's a lot of rest going on. We've seen that with Kawhi before, but are they saving up for the postseason? I don't agree with that. We've seen that before with Kawhi, too, where we're like, what are they going to be in the postseason? How do they even know? Do they even know how to play with each other? So hopefully that's not going to be the same case for the Clippers. I would like to see them kind of grow and develop together throughout the year.
The other teams mentioned tied for second, the Cavs and the Pelicans. I think that's fair. The Pelicans, just the improvement at the end of last year, and then, oh, hey, you're just adding a Zion Williamson back to the fold, who is in great shape.
Yeah.
And had some nice moments yesterday in his debut.
His moments were great, and then you talk about the moments from the team, what they developed toward the end of the year with Willie Green. It's CJ, everything. They're going in the right direction. What's Brandon Ingram going to be? I feel like each year he's been such a solid player that I'm excited to see what his growth, the next step he can take. And yeah, I agree with what was the other team? The Cavs as well.
Also receiving votes, the Nets, the Pistons, the Blazers, and the Sacramento Kings.
Wow. I appreciate the GM's love for this.
Yeah, it's
Did
almost
Monty
like
pay them?
It's almost as if like I have a lot in common with NBA general managers. Like maybe I do know what I'm talking about.
Why are you saying that? Just because you?
Because I think they're going to be better. I don't know why I was doing that. Okay, there's a couple of funny things on this survey. Oh, by the way, I think the Kings were mentioned a couple other times. Which rookie, who will win Rookie of the Year? 79% of people say Banchero. Second place, Keegan Murray at 17%.
That's dope.
Which rookie will be the best player in 5 years? 1, Paolo Banchero. 2, Chet Holmgren. Tied for third, Jay and Ivy and Jabari Smith. And then 5th, Keegan Murray. Haters.
Yeah.
Sleeping on my guy. Sleep on Kings.
Bye.
Okay, I see you.
Yeah, get out of here with that.
Which rookie was the biggest steal at where he was selected in the draft? They say Jalen Duren for Detroit, but tied for 5th, Keegan Murray.
Okay.
Which is interesting.
Okay.
A couple other notes that made me laugh. Who is the best defensive player in the NBA? They went Giannis, Draymond, Gobert. Interestingly enough, not even mentioned as like an other was the Defensive Player of the Year, Marcus Smart. Bam Adebayo, Drew Holiday, Kawhi Leonard, Ben Simmons, Andrew Wiggins mentioned, but no Marcus Smart, which surprised me.
Did they have a brain fart? Did everyone forget?
I don't know, because the best perimeter defender in the NBA, they listed as Marcus Smart, number 1.
They're putting him in a box. They're like,
Ooh,
these are guys that can defend all 5 positions. Marcus Smart, we'll put him in the perimeter category.
Now, this is where the NBA GMs lose me big time.
Okay, what?
Which head coach is the best manager motivator of people?
Who?
Well, last year, 50% of NBA general managers said Monty Williams. This year, Monty Williams not even mentioned.
Oh.
Okay, he was.
Oh, Deuce.
I missed it.
He was mentioned.
He was 20.
Second, though.
Second, okay.
So that's fair.
So I messed that up.
You messed that up.
So I called GM stupid for that.
Yeah, and that really, you're stupid because you didn't
Is it better that I noticed it fast?
Mm-hmm.
So if we weren't live, if like most podcasts don't go live, they'd be like, let's pause.
Let's snip it out so we look smart that we didn't
we're
screw
gonna
it
leave
up.
this in.
Yeah, and look like idiots.
Yeah,
yes, I like it when you look like an idiot. So who's number 1 then?
Number 1 was Steve Kerr at 38%. Monty Williams was 28%. Spoelstra 14%, and so forth.
Mike Brown's probably going to get on there
Yeah,
soon. Okay, good. I like it.
That was my bad. I'm really upset with myself.
Oh my God, get over it.
Yeah. So
No
that
one
was
cares.
the NBA GM survey. We need to go to Discord.
Oh.
Because our buddy's here. We launched a new shirt with his face on it. Literally last night, chat.
Bastard. That's supposed to be my pin.
And he's just...
Yeah.
Hey, whoa. Hello, Nick.
What's up, dudes?
What's going on in the background? Who just yelled, bitch?
Oh, Richard.
Hey, Richard, watch your mouth.
I know. Hey, why not get a 5-year pin?
Well, okay. Well, let's rewind here. I think Nick just said, why not get a 5-year pin? So, Nick, provide some context here. Nick works for the River Cats. It's his 5th year, and he got a 5-year pin.
Yes, I did.
Congratulations, Nick.
Cool.
Hey, where were you on Monday night when we had night chat? We were all waiting for you. Oh, there's his pin. Who cares about my question? You know,
Nick.
I fell asleep. I fell asleep.
I knew it.
So, Nick, you fell asleep, and we launched a T-shirt with your face on it that says, "Why not?" Do you like the shirt? Did you like?
Yes, I do.
Do you like it?
Yes, I do.
A little.
Why not?
Why not?
Why not?
Why not like the shirt with your face on it?
Hey,
why not wear it to? Why not wear it to Golden One Center?
Why not?
Why not?
Why not everyone wear it to Golden One Center?
Yes.
Do you feel kind of famous in a way?
Yes, I do.
Oh, that's cute. Yeah. Well, a shirt is coming your way, so it should be at your place soon. So one of these night chats, I want to see if you're wearing it.
Yes.
Did you watch? Did you happen to watch the Kings-Lakers game?
Yes, I did. Richard did too.
Okay. Yeah. What's your breakdown, Nick?
Why not win the game?
They won by 30.
They did.
Yeah.
So why not win by 30, huh?
Why not win by 30?
There you go.
What about Keegan Murray?
Did you like Keegan?
Yes, I did.
Okay. So
I feel like Nick's doing other things right
Yeah,
now. What are you What are you doing, Nick? What are you up to, man? You're distracted.
Nothing. It's fine.
Okay.
you called us.
You act as we called you.
Are we taking up your time, Nick?
I'm sorry to bug you tonight.
No, it's good.
Okay.
Yeah. So, are you gonna be working October 9th, Deuce?
We will be at the game October 9th when the Kings take on the Blazers.
I'll be there too.
All right, man. Well,
hey, why not go to the game October 9th? Why not?
Why not, Nick? Why not?
Why not go see Deuce Mason? Morgan is their pregame on October 9th on NBC Sports?
No, but I'll see you there, okay, Nick?
Hey, why not give me a goddamn pizza?
Why not,
all right.
Nick?
Sleep dreams,
Sleep dreams,
all right.
Nick.
All right, there's Nick.
Oh my God, I love it. That was my favorite. Yeah, I like the shirt.
Yeah, and
Just has my face on it.
for those who missed it, we did launch a new shirt on our website, deuceandmo.com. You can order it today. It's a Why Not shirt with Nick's beautiful mug on it. It says, Why Not, the Deuce and Mo podcast. Nick is a Special Olympian, so any money that we make off of this T-shirt or any Why Not merch will be donated to the Special Olympics of Northern California. We've had a lot of orders for this shirt, which I love, and I can't wait to see them at Kings game because, let's be honest, last couple years, when there's loss after loss, there's something refreshing about Nick's optimism coming out of nowhere, dropping Why Not.
There just is. There just is. He brings us so much joy, and I think I'm speaking for all of us when I say that.
Let's get to the chats. Deuce is never buying a $15 slice of pizza. I did buy him a pizza last year. I did buy him a slice.
He did.
Oh, man. Coach Nick gets pops from the crowd, too. Appreciate people giving him love. I did want to mention this, too. I missed this from last night.
What?
Chat. Farewell, Jason Thompson. JT retired.
Yeah, finally. I mean, it's not finally.
Were you sick? He was playing overseas. You're sick of it?
I did not mean it like that. I just meant like, wow, he's just been playing out of the league even for so long, it feels like.
Ended up playing.
Finally was not the right response.
And if this was a recorded podcast, we probably,
Cut
let's
that
redo that.
Okay,
You should have said
do it again.
that way. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, coming in 3, 2, 1. Yeah, Morgan, something we missed last night, chat. Farewell, Jason Thompson. He's retired from basketball.
Such a good dude. Loved everything he did here in Sacramento. I mean, it's just sad for the basketball world today.
Finally, right? He could spend time with the family, huh?
Finally.
He ends up playing 13 years overall.
Wow.
He's going to join his alma mater, Rider University's men's basketball staff as a special assistant. Do you guys know the random Jason Thompson stat? He is a franchise leader in one category with the Sacramento Kings.
What is it?
I want to see if the chat can get this.
It's not rebounding. It's not. Okay.
Steven says JT hasn't played in the league since 2015. Yeah, he did continue playing overseas, so he's finally done. He's fine, and we will get JT on the pod at some time.
Yeah.
And 2 people got this right away.
What?
Games played.
Wow.
Yeah, he is the Sacramento leader in games played. 541 games played as a member of the Sacramento Kings. The next closest from Sacramento, Peja, played 518. Mitch Richmond, 517.
Wow. Well, JT saw a lot of stuff.
I also like JT got too much grief at a time because some of the Kings propaganda back then was relentless. Well, think about it. The Kings, after years of being competitive, they're finally they're kind of bad. They're in the lottery.
Yeah.
The hype surrounding Jason Thompson and Spencer Hawes and comparing them to C. Webb and Vlade was utterly ridiculous. Unfair.
Yeah.
It really was. Like
when you put those expectations on guys, it's just
it's not like, by the way, it's not like Jason Thompson was the #1 pick. I mean, what was he? Didn't he go like 13th?
Like, are you trying to create a narrative just to sell tickets? Well, it's wrong for someone's career and their confidence on the floor as well.
Yeah, he was the 12th pick in the 2008 draft out of Rider, but honestly, one of the great
guys.
Such
a good human.
Dude, yeah.
Sweet
I like
dude.
JT.
Yeah.
I liked him, so congratulations to him.
Yeah, that's honestly really cool. And I promise you, I did not mean to just say, finally.
Finally.
Like, who am I? Hate myself.
Hey, can I ask you a non-basketball related question?
Maybe.
Because it just goes with the retirement. This Tom Brady stuff.
Oh, dude. Okay. Drama.
Well, it sounds like there's divorce maybe happening with him and Giselle.
Yeah.
I wasn't trying to go.
Oh.
I wasn't trying to go.
I thought we were like.
I know. I wasn't trying to go. DMZ.
I was like, spill the tea.
Are they on the rocks? I'm just. We don't know everything, so we probably should talk about it. This is pure gossip.
This
okay?
is gossip.
Pure gossip. All right. This is going by. This is.
It's
just fascinating to me that he has accomplished so much in his professional life, and his wife has sacrificed so much in her professional life.
Thank you.
That he can't just let the game go. Like, if that's the friction, it is stunning to me. The guy's done it. He's going down as the GOAT. He can't give that up?
No,
That's insane.
No, it's insane. It's ridiculous. And then even after that, though, he has the 10-year deal with broadcast. And I know that obviously you would have more time to be with your family, but there's still travel. There's still prep. Like, what are you doing? And she's probably like, yeah, no, this isn't the life I picked for the rest of my life. What the hell are you doing? Like, do you see me? I can get anybody I need or want. It makes me sad, but also confused, but also excited to see who she dates next.
Really? The body's still
He
warm.
knows.
Like, are we already?
I know.
No, because I did see the Vegas odds on who she's gonna date next, and it was like Pete Davidson was mentioned.
Ew.
Stop.
Okay,
stop
and
it.
I don't mean ill about him, but she's just no, you guys. She's going to date someone who is just like under the radar.
Who's he gonna date?
Who cares?
Oh,
we don't care about Tom Brady anymore.
But
He's
what
choosing the game over her. Bye.
But what if she's just
in his family?
What if you don't know this? What if she's an awful person and maybe he's making the right decision? And this football is the only way to escape her.
It's not
let's
true.
Let's talk about it.
It's not true.
Oh, you know Giselle? You guys?
No, but she's like really good
Okay.
about like what the planet needs, and she has like a lot of good vibes surrounding her. So I'm just gonna go with she's uber rich and probably out of touch, but maybe a good person. Rich people are so out of touch. What?
Is there anything we missed today?
I
know you sent me the Boogie Cousins story that Chris Haynes did.
Yeah, I didn't need to talk about it. I just thought it was interesting.
Yeah, and he was just making a point to talk about some of the mistakes he's made in the past. I got to be completely honest. I just felt like it's a lot of things he has kind of said already.
I know. That's what I thought. When I read about like, oh, there's things I definitely did wrong, but I did a lot of things right and all this stuff. It's his last piece that he did with Mark Spears like a year ago when he was in Denver. It was just so hateful and so petty towards
That's true.
Sacramento.
This one was not that way.
No, and this wasn't that at all. And I believe people can change, but I'm also like, are you doing this for an article? Because we haven't actually seen actions speak louder than words.
So I'm going to break it down as simply as I can here.
What you got?
DeMarcus Cousins is not the same player. Injury zapped him. And even if he's matured, there's still issues.
For sure.
And he was productive with Denver at times last year.
Mm-hmm.
He got into it with Will Barton, too. And to me, there has to be... It has to say a little something that they didn't bring him back for. Let's be honest, there was a lot of love fest going on with the Malone Cousins thing when he was back in Denver that it felt like, oh, maybe he found a home there.
Yeah.
They end up bringing in DeAndre Jordan instead. I think it's pretty simple with Cousins. There could be a little drama every once in a while that comes with him, even if he has improved that side.
Yeah.
And he's just not what he was. And I think there's always a chance that he can latch on to another team, but he does have a reputation and he's not as good. That's what it comes down to. And that's all there's to it. It's too bad injuries zapped it. But, you never know. Injuries happen. He can get another chance. I do also need to shout out Boards to Buckets, who rated us earlier. I totally missed it. My bad.
Appreciate you, Boards to Buckets.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But, yeah, I hate the fact that it's injuries that are hurting him.
That killed me because although I saw him be unkind to so many different human beings, and
some of the quotes he did say, have I made mistakes? Absolutely. Have I done things wrong way? Absolutely. For that, I'm very apologetic. But I've done even more things or correct when I've done even more positive things compared to my negatives. I just don't want those positives to be overlooked. And obviously, whenever it gets to a point where the negatives outweigh the positives, you should probably move away from them. That's just how life goes. But I don't believe I'm in that boat. I'm just asking for a chance to show my growth as a man and as a player. He said he would be down for any role in the NBA.
It really sucks, like whenever we talk about the injuries, because I don't wish that upon anybody, any athlete that is trying to achieve what they're trying to achieve at the highest level in the professional world. And I do believe in second and third chances, and I want him to have those opportunities. I want his words to match his actions.
You know what he should do?
That is what I want. What?
If he can't get an NBA gig?
What?
Go play overseas and make a shit ton of money.
Yeah.
He's
totally
getting like
could.
70-point games.
Oh my
How
God.
fun would that be?
That'd be so fun. And I'd be so happy for him to like finish off his basketball career still making money and playing. Like if you really want to play, then make sure you're playing.
Shout out to everyone for hanging out with us tonight. We are scheduled to be live at 7 p.m. Thursday night.
Hell
and then
yeah.
live again Sunday night following Kings and Blazers preseason basketball. I said the schedule thing because Morgan is going to San Francisco tomorrow.
Yes.
To tape a Kings preview
show
with Kyle Draper and Kenny Thomas.
Correct.
K9.
Correct.
You may get stuck in traffic. You may not make it back on time.
Oh my God. I told Deuce this. I'm like, the show is literally 26 minutes and then 4 minutes of commercials. You know, that's how you record it. And then you're gone. What, is it going to take me 4 hours to get back to Sacramento?
I don't know. We'll see.
I mean, then I have 4 hours to get back to Sacramento.
Well, we appreciate everyone hanging out. Make sure to hit the thumbs up button on the way out, subscribe, all of that stuff. We can't thank you enough for the support. We love you guys so much. But we gots to go.
Thank you so much for hanging out tonight. We'll see you Thursday night. Have a wonderful evening. See ya!
Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. They tell you what they know. Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. The podcast that you know.